Los Angeles, October 2008. It's a quiet night in the Hollywood Hills. Multi-million-dollar mansions spread across the hillsides. Each one is a fortress of luxury, home to some of Hollywood's biggest stars. Two teenagers approach the front door of a Mediterranean-style mansion. They don't wear masks. They don't carry weapons. They look like ordinary teens dressed for a night out. Except their destination isn't a party. It's Paris Hilton's home. Rachel Lee reaches for the door handle. She's 17 years old. She's stolen before, but she's never broken into a celebrity's house before. Her hand trembles slightly as she grabs the handle. She turns it. The door swings open. Nick Prugo stares in disbelief. The multi-million-dollar home of one of America's most famous women is completely unlocked. They step inside. What they see takes their breath away. Neither of them has ever been inside a place this expensive. They move deeper into the house, where the master bedroom door stands slightly open. Rachel and Nick go in. They begin selecting items methodically, small things that might not immediately be missed. 20 minutes later, they escape with their first celebrity trophies: clothes, jewelry, and cash from Paris Hilton's closet. It won't be their last break-in. Over the next 10 months, these two teenagers will orchestrate the most audacious celebrity crime spree in Hollywood history. They'll steal more than $3 million from the homes of Hollywood's biggest stars. They'll recruit other fame-obsessed kids and turn burglary into a social event. Their obsession with celebrity culture will turn them into exactly what they always wanted to be most: famous. This is the story of the Bling Ring, the kids who robbed Hollywood. It's 2008. Celebrity culture has reached a breaking point. Paparazzi follow celebrities like Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Paris Hilton everywhere they go. They dominate the headlines through very public personal struggles. Magazines like Us Weekly, People, and In Touch are flying off shelves. And TMZ is revolutionizing celebrity news with its aggressive real-time approach. Social media is still new, but it's already changing everything. MySpace and Facebook let ordinary people pretend to be celebrities, post photos, and chase fame from their bedrooms. In the quiet suburb of Calabasas, California, two teenagers watch this world from the outside. That's about to change. One of them is 17-year-old Rachel Lee, Korean-American, brown hair, average height. She lives with her mother in the smallest house in her neighborhood. She's ashamed of her Korean heritage and struggles to make friends. She gets expelled from Calabasas High School for stealing and transfers to an alternative school for students who didn't quite fit into the regular system. The other is Nick Prugo, who's also 17. He struggles with anxiety so overwhelming that he stops attending school regularly. Just like Rachel, he also gets expelled from his high school for excessive absences and transfers to the same alternative school, where he meets Rachel and bonds with her over fashion and social media. Together, they develop a dangerous obsession. They track every detail of celebrities' lives: when they travel, where they party, what they wear. The teenagers believe that if they can get close enough to celebrities, maybe they can become famous too. But how? They're just two regular teenagers from Calabasas. Their chances of meeting their celebrity heroes are practically zero. So, they develop a different plan, a completely illegal one. The thrill of crossing that line excites them even more. They start with unlocked luxury cars in wealthy neighborhoods. Walking away with stolen credit cards means they can finally buy the designer clothes they've been dreaming about for years. But petty crime loses its thrill quickly. They want more. By October 2008, the teens are ready for something bigger. They've been planning it for weeks, not just breaking into any house. The home of their ultimate celebrity obsession, Paris Hilton. After breaking into Hilton's home for the first time, Rachel and Nick can't believe their luck. It almost feels too good to be true. They quickly decide to return to her house again. This time, the door is locked, but Lee finds a key under the doormat. They're so comfortable that they keep the key for future visits. They come back again and again. Between October and December 2008, they burglarize Hilton's home multiple times. Each visit gets bolder. They take photos in her bathroom mirror, try on her clothes, treat the mansion like their own personal dressing room. The most shocking part, Hilton doesn't even notice. They steal clothes, jewelry, and whatever cash they find in her purses multiple times. But the media personality is too busy to notice. In December 2008, they recruit a new member, 27-year-old Roy Lopez, for one final massive heist. Lopez is sent to go alone, and this time, he takes everything. $2 million worth of jewelry disappears in a single night. Only then does Paris Hilton call the police.
In the news this morning, Los Angeles police investigating a burglary at the home of Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton is said to be distraught after a burglar ransacked her LA bedroom,
taking approximately $2 million in jewelry.
$2 million in jewelry?
$2 million in jewelry.
Dirty rotten thieves.
Security cameras catch Lopez in the act, but his face isn't clear. Police have no leads. No arrests are made, so the burglaries continue. Rachel and Nick develop a system. They scroll through celebrity gossip websites to track when stars leave town. TMZ basically becomes their personal calendar. Thanks to the detailed articles, they know exactly when a new opportunity comes up. With only a few clicks, they find out where celebrities live. Then they use Google Maps to get a better idea of the surrounding area. The internet has made stalking easier than ever. Their confidence grows with each success. Nick transforms completely. The invisible teenager now owns designer clothes worth more than his family makes in a year. Rachel is living inside the world she's always worshipped. But they have a problem. The stolen merchandise is piling up. Designer dresses, jewelry, handbags worth thousands each. Too much to keep without attracting attention from parents, friends, or police. They need help moving the merchandise. Rachel recruits Courtney Ames, an old friend from Calabasas High School. Courtney brings in her friend Johnny Ajar, who knows how to sell stolen goods. Soon they're adding others. Alexis Nyers, a wannabe reality TV star, Diana Tamayo, Tess Taylor, a group of teenagers from the same alternative high school, all obsessed with the celebrity lifestyle. The group dynamic changes everything. Careful, calculated crimes become parties. They're using the money to buy drugs. Xanax, cocaine, whatever they can get. The drugs make everything feel like a game. Breaking into houses becomes easier when you're high. They celebrate each successful break-in by getting wasted together. By January 2009, the Bling Ring are experts at breaking into celebrities' homes. Their entry methods are surprisingly simple. Many celebrity homes rely on privacy, not security. Gates stay open for deliveries. Spare keys hide under mats, in fake rocks, or hanging from door frames. Some doors even remain unlocked. When doors are locked, they find other ways in. Unlocked windows, open garage doors, doggy doors large enough to crawl through. The wealthy believe fame protects them better than security systems, but they're wrong. The Bling Ring targets young, female celebrities known for fashion and jewelry. Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, Audrina Patridge, but more break-ins lead to more mistakes. Their operational security is practically non-existent. They drive their own cars to crime scenes and wear stolen clothes to nightclubs. And most damaging of all, they take photos of themselves with stolen jewelry and post the images online. They document their own crimes. February 22nd, 2009. It's Academy Awards night, which means showtime for the Bling Ring gang. They hit Audrina Patridge's home, which can be accessed through an unlocked door. The teens steal $43,000 worth of items, jewelry, her passport, laptop, and custom-fit jeans. But this time is different. Patridge's surveillance cameras record them inside her home. She hands the footage over to the police and media, hoping that someone knows who these teens are. However, the attempt is unsuccessful, and the robberies continue. In April and May 2009, Rachel Bilson's home is burglarized multiple times. Over $130,000 of stolen property disappears. The burglaries reach such normalcy that Lee even uses Bilson's bathroom during one heist. In July 2009, they hit Orlando Bloom's home and steal over $500,000 worth of items: clothes, jewelry, Louis Vuitton luggage, and an entire collection of Rolex watches. The group also hits the homes of Megan Fox and Brian Austin Green, as well as Lindsay Lohan's house, where they are being recorded by surveillance cameras again. In total, they've now stolen about $3 million in cash and belongings from celebrity homes. But their boldness has grown too far. Somewhere in Los Angeles, detectives are finally getting the leads they need. The combination of security footage from Audrina Patridge and Lindsay Lohan's homes, along with anonymous tips flooding into TMZ, give police their first real leads. But the breakthrough comes from an unexpected source. Unbeknownst to anyone in the Bling Ring, Alexis Nyers and her adopted sister Tess Taylor secretly contact police. They provide them with Nick Prugo's name. By this point, Nyers is filming her reality show Pretty Wild with cameras following her every move. The pressure of hiding criminal activity while being filmed has become unbearable. She realizes the group's reckless behavior and social media posts are making them too visible to continue. Rather than wait for the inevitable, she decides to save herself first. On September 17, 2009, Nick Prugo becomes the first member arrested. Initially, he stays silent and denies all accusations. But Prugo's anxiety becomes overwhelming. The pressure of potentially facing years in prison terrifies him. His lawyer makes him a promise. If he confesses to everything and implicates everyone, he'll walk away with immunity. No jail time. The lawyer claims he has an agreement that will be documented in a police report. Believing he's protected, Prugo decides to cooperate. He gives police a complete roadmap of their year-long crime spree. He even reveals their planned future targets. The confession is devastating. It provides authorities with everything they need to arrest the entire group. But there's a problem. According to prosecutors, police never made any promises of immunity to Prugo, and the district attorney's office never authorized any deal. His lawyer's promise of immunity was never put in writing and was never officially approved. Prugo had confessed to everything, implicating all his friends based on a deal that didn't exist. In October 2009, search warrants are issued across Los Angeles. One by one, the remaining members of the Bling Ring are arrested in coordinated raids. Rachel Lee is charged with 3 counts of residential burglary. Nick Prugo faces 7 counts. Diana Tamayo receives 2 counts, while Alexis Nyers, Courtney Ames, and Roy Lopez are each charged with 1 count of residential burglary. The media coverage is immediate and overwhelming. The story has everything: beautiful young criminals, celebrity victims, and the dark side of fame obsession. The Bling Ring has finally achieved what they'd always wanted. They're famous. The court cases stretch over several years, and justice treats each member differently. Alexis Nyers' legal team plans to take the case to trial. They're confident in their defense strategy, and the TV network filming the reality show is thrilled by the idea of following her to court. But when they learn that Orlando Bloom is willing to take the stand against her, they know their chances of winning are practically zero. Nyers pleads no contest. She gets 6 months in jail, 3 years probation, and restitution to Bloom. She ends up serving just over a month behind bars. Rachel Lee, the alleged ringleader, receives the harshest sentence: 4 years in prison. She's granted parole after serving only 16 months in March 2013. Nick Prugo, whose confession brought down the entire operation, gets 2 years in prison. Despite cooperating with police, He serves 1 year before an early release in April 2013. The remaining members get lucky. Courtney Ames, Diana Tamayo, and Roy Lopez face a bizarre turn of events. The prosecution is ready for trial when a conflict of interest arises. The lead investigator gets hired as a consultant on an upcoming film about their crimes. Detective Brett Goodkin earns over $10,000 working on the fictional movie while still serving as the prosecution's key witness. He even plays himself on screen. Defense lawyers argue that Goodkin now has a financial interest in making the case seem more sensational than it actually is. His credibility as an objective witness is destroyed. As a result, they receive surprisingly light sentences. Ames and Tamayo each get 3 years probation and 60 days of community service. Lopez gets 3 years probation. Today, more than 10 years later, the Bling Ring members have ended up in very different places. Rachel Lee has largely disappeared from public view. After serving her time, she maintains a low profile, avoiding the spotlight she once craved. Nick Prugo changed his last name to Norgo and tried to start over. He runs an online business with his husband in Los Angeles, far from the attention and fame. His detailed confession that brought down the group remains one of the most comprehensive criminal admissions in modern history. Alexis Nyers, now Alexis Haynes, has made the most dramatic transformation. She helps people with addiction and works as a life coach, sharing her story to warn others about the dangers of fame obsession and drug use. The celebrities they targeted have moved on as well. Many installed better security systems. Paris Hilton eventually allowed filmmakers to shoot scenes for the Bling Ring movie in her actual home, the same house that had been burglarized multiple times. The teenagers who robbed Hollywood succeeded in becoming exactly what they wanted to be: famous. Their story has been told in documentaries, movies, and countless articles. They achieved their dream of crossing over from ordinary people into celebrities. They just had to become criminals to do it.